clean the compound and the classrooms. You have that responsibility. And kind of make sure the students fulfill that what? Responsibility. We are talking about responsibility. We are talking about roles. We are talking about obligations. We are talking about responsibility. Make sure in your day-to-day activities, ensure students follow the school what? Rules. Ensure they respect them. Ensure they respect authority. So cleaning the compound classrooms is part of the responsibility, and then to identify suitable candidates and elect them as leaders. It's a responsibility. Because prefects are the candidates that take the school to the next what? Level. So if you're quack, I'm sorry, please leave it. If you're not going to obey the school rules, if you're not going to participate in their enforcement, if you're not going to take this responsibility, please don't waste your time on this thing. Be serious. Be serious. Just in case you feel you can't put on the school uniform every day, you cannot manage time every day, you cannot come to school every day, you cannot respect the authority every day, you cannot enforce discipline among students, please kindly leave this thing. Then let's talk about barriers to communication. Barriers to communication. By the way, one of the qualities of leaders is to be a good what? Communicator. Isn't it? Communication skills. Must have communication what? Skills. You must learn how to communicate. And communication has very many basic elements. One, you must be a great what? A great listener. Is it okay? You must be a great what? Listen to elders, listen to teachers, listen to the school authority. You must be a great listener. If you're going to do all these responsibilities, if you're going to take on all these roles, if you're going to take on all the students' rights and enforce them, you must make sure you're a great what? Listener. Number two, you must be a great speaker. You must be a great what? Speaker. You must deliver messages which people receive appropriately. Sometimes students, you take out something and say, please, you're supposed to do this. Now, the moment the students misinterpret your message, that means you're not a good communicator, isn't it? So you must learn how to communicate. When somebody you learn to communicate very well, at the end of the day, students will do what you tell you, isn't it? So make sure you're a great listener, one, you're a great speaker, and make sure you're a great writer. Make sure you're a great what? Writer. Make sure, even if you're writing something, you're writing none of these things. Is it okay? Make sure you write a message that can be easily understood. Is it okay? And your body language is important. You pass a student who is in problem, then you just pass and look on. What are you communicating? Is it okay? You find the students doing something wrong and just leave them. You look the other side. What are you communicating to that student? Is it okay? You find students fighting and you just leave them. What are you communicating? You have not said anything, but you have communicated what? Badly. You find students in the door, and you know it is illegal to be in the door. Is it okay? And you just leave them, and then you just leave them and go. What are you communicating? You have not said anything, but that is a poor communication skill. Is it okay? Because your body language tells it all. When you speak without energy, when you do whatever you are doing without energy, that means you're a poor communicator. So, now what are the barriers to communication in school? One, inadequate communication skills. You don't have the skills to communicate. But I say the practice is important. Anything you want to be good at, make sure you practice. Is it okay? Make sure you practice on a daily basis. Practice to speak. Practice to listen. Practice to write on a daily basis. Train in speaking. Train in writing. Train in listening. You must train yourself every day. You must practice these things what? Every day. You must get a role model. And you must get what? A mentor. So, inadequate communication skills. Then contradicting messages. When you give out contradicting messages, in most cases you're going to create what? Confusion. Because the law is very clear. The rule is very clear. No hair in the school. They don't say that those ones who are always affected by the devil should have their what? The issue is there is no hair in the what? In the school. Whenever you bring other things and then say, my friend, when I cut off the hair, I get problems, my boyfriend will run away. Please, that is being unfair. Is it okay? That is the contradicting message. Then the other one, interferences, noise. Noise. Sometimes noise is a bad, it's a barrier. Is it okay? When you communicate, when students are making noise, in most cases they don't get the message very well. And when they don't receive it very well, is it okay? In most cases they don't do what you tell them. That's why in most cases you begin by saying, please keep quiet. So that you can communicate, isn't it? But if you just come and shout it, then it can't work. Then there's also means of communication. For instance, sometimes some people speak when they are catching their what? Noise. Then somebody do like this one. So it doesn't. What is he getting from the what? The noise. From the what? Somebody. Sometimes it doesn't work. What are you communicating? You're not saying anything, but you're communicating. Is it okay? Sometimes you go, you do like this and then you start scratching. You are playing which parts and somebody's looking at you. Because you have UTI, it is itching. In the anus, you scratch the what? The anus. What are you communicating? It doesn't act away. Now, what are the forms of communication in school? Aspects of communication in the school. How do we normally give messages in the school? For instance, there is a duty rota, isn't it? If you are, the counselors are supposed to pin up the what? Duty rota, isn't it? Sweeping rota, isn't it? Now that is a form of communication, isn't it? Because somebody knows. But I know in most cases students do what? Pin it up, isn't it? But you must make sure you have a second what? Copy. You have a second copy. Because that is the means of communication. A duty rota. Then, prefects on duty. When you have an assembly, you always the head boy doing what? Reading out the prefects on what? On duty, on Monday. That this one and so on. Not that all the others will go to sleep and go in sleeping mode. But those ones who will take center stage are those ones who will do what? Read out. Then class monitors or class counselors. They also deliver messages. Is it okay? So the prefects deliver messages. The master of duty deliver messages. The counselors deliver messages. Is it okay? The deputy head teacher, the head teacher. A lot. By the time you leave the assembly, 5 people have done what? By Caesar Fatu. Then heads of departments also give out what? Messages. They also communicate. In a school, then regular meetings. Normally you have regular meetings. The prefect patron says, I want to meet you. Is it okay? Just like if there's something he wants to communicate. And please make sure whenever you hear of a meeting, go and do what? And attend. It's a sort of information, by the way. Now, those who have not attended, they have missed something. Isn't it? They have missed an opportunity to become better people. So make sure you have regular meetings and make sure you record what? Minutes. So that you remind yourself of what you have done, what? Shared, what you have discussed. Like some head girl said that it looks very bad at the end of the time, your term of office, and somebody says, by the way, where was the prefect? And somebody is going to want to take away something he or she did not work for. Is it okay? It is not much, but at least it is a token of appreciation. But somebody becomes a prefect, becomes a counselor, and nobody in the school knows apart from him. And he also doubts whether he's one. Because he doesn't talk, he cannot talk at an assembly, he cannot do anything in the class, even when he goes to the toilet, he can't say anything. Now, at the end of the day, somebody is wasting his time. You're wasting your energy. Is it okay? If you can't do anything, that means you wasted your time. You wasted your time. In this world, you don't get what you deserve. You get what you fight for. Is it okay? Don't think students are just going to respect you for nothing. That I'm just a counselor, they are now beating me a counselor, they are punishing me a prefect. You show that you want the prefect. Show it. And you don't show it by going around and shouting around, by doing some work. By taking action of what you are doing. Then of course also class teachers do what? Give out messages, class meeting. Through class meetings. Then sometimes a suggestion box. We have a suggestion box here. We did a suggestion box also as a matter of urgency, notice boards, and so on. Now, when you are trying to communicate, please check on the following. Is it okay? When you're trying to communicate, check on the following, check on the language you're going to use. I want you to check on the language you're going to do what? to use, and of course use the common language which everybody can understand. Is it okay? To avoid being misinterpreted. So, check for the language you're going to use. Number 2, be persuasive. Sometimes when I tell students to pick, I say, let's do it together. Is it okay? Let's do it together, me and I'm actually the teacher. And the what? I said, let's do it together, let's speak together, let's speak together. When you do it together, it's fun. It is easy, it is fun, and it is fast. Then after that, I say, let's clap for each other. Let's clap for what? For doing it. Is it okay? Then sometimes they kind of say, let's hug each other. Let's hug each other. Then somebody, and at the end of the day, somebody does it very happy. But when you get very annoyed, you are very annoyed. Even the pimples have grown in your face because you are annoyed, simply because you are telling people to pick. I tell them to pick when I'm happy. I say, let's do it together. Let's do it together. It's fun when we do it together. Let's do it as a what? As a team. It's going to be very easy. After which I say, let's clap for each other. A round of applause. Is it okay? Even when somebody who is annoyed becomes very happy, say, a round of applause. Let's hug each other. Then somebody looks for somebody he or she has always wanted to hug. And then, now let's hug each other now. But for you, you get very annoyed, you're telling somebody to pick and you're very annoyed, you think why? I'm the head teacher, I tell them, let's do it together. When you do it together, it's what? It's fun. When you do it together, it's easy. When you do it together, it's fast. That's what happens. So, check on the language. Number 2, be persuasive. Number 3, be clear. Be clear on what you want to achieve. Is it okay? If you want to achieve cleanliness in the school, be clear. If you want to achieve silence in the classroom, be what? Be clear. If you want students to observe time, be what? Clear. Be the first to observe time. Immediately the bell goes, kind of remind them that the bell has done what? Don't wait until you see a teacher coming and then you start saying, but how Mr. Good is coming. Is it okay? No. Then number 4, be fair. I talked about fairness. This world must be fair. Fairness is good. Is it okay? Be fair. Then be a good listener. Be a good what? Listen to students' problems. I said, make sure you have the skill of what? Empathy. Put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in what? Their shoes. Then the other, of course, pay attention to symbols in the school. Keep off grass. Is it okay? Keep off what? Grass. Everybody is HIV positive except me. It is there. Time wasting is all the street at your younger school age, at Peter, at the adult one. It is there. Yes. Silence, please. Pay attention. When the students are saying what, tell them, read this. Silence what? Because this is the library. Passing is a process but not an incident. Meaning that somebody must give it what? Give it all. You don't begin passing by just wishing. That is just a dream. It's a mere wish. If you want to make it concrete, make sure you do something every day. On day what? Through listening, through writing, through speaking, through sharing, through cleansing the what? The heart, through doing physical what? So pay attention to symbols. Then always consult whenever there is a problem. You did not create these problems and you leave them there. So consult. There's always somebody above you who can solve that what? Problem. That's why I talked about problem solving skills. Get information about the what? If there is no order in the school, find out the reason. There is a reason. Is it okay? Find out and kindly take that feedback to the students that the reason is what? Is this. Now, make sure students always attend assemblies and parades. Make sure students always attend assemblies and what? Parades. Now, how do you tell that the student leader is doing well his or her work? How do you tell? I want you to get yourself on the following basis. How do you tell that you're doing your work very well? In the following are some of the indicators. 1, you make regular genuine reports. When you keep on reporting, genuine reports of activities and give necessary information to the relevant authority. Whenever you have a meeting, take feedback to them. Either your patron, either the teacher on duty, either the DOS or the class teacher. It will never be complete. The meeting will never be complete until the resolutions are what? Implemented. Is it okay? So don't just sit in a meeting, hit the boy, and then you go and cover this. That's what I'm saying. Give me all the papers you have written. Just for actions. Is it okay? For action. I'll do what I can. Is it okay? Number 2, when you see a student leader does not tell lies or carry rumors to fellow students to cause unrest in the school, that means that student leader is doing what? Well. You don't carry rumors. You are not a rumor monger. You don't tell lies to fellow students to cause unrest in the what? In the school. It is dangerous, it is bad. Number 3, when a student leader forwards students' views and the grievance of the administration timely and takes proper feedback to the students, that student leader is doing well. When you forward their views to the administration and the grievances the students have, the administration timely and takes proper feedback to the what? To the students. It is important. That's how the school engages you. Is it okay? When you keep on doing that, you will not be punished. You will not be punished. You will not suffer with the school rules. Because you will know what you are doing. When the students are shouting and there is no teacher, you go to the either teacher on duty or you go to the doors and say, we don't have a mathematics what? Teacher. Because you can't keep senior ones inside. Is it okay? When there is no teacher. The solution is look for a teacher. Is it okay? Then you give advice and guidance to fellow students on personal problems, social and academic matters. Some students can open up to you, and they can't open up to a teacher. Is it okay? So, makes forward students' views, grievances, makes consultation with the school administration, staff or teacher on duty to solve problems. Makes consultation, you need to make consultation with the school administration, staff or teacher on duty to solve problems. For instance, when food has damaged, when food has delayed, when the food has delayed, when porridge has delayed, when the teacher is not there, make sure you make consultation with the school what? Administration, staff or teacher on duty to give what? To solve the problems. Okay. Then it gives advice and guidance to fellow students on personal problems, social and academic affairs. You need to do that. Give advice and guidance to fellow students on personal problems, social and academic affairs. You need to do that regularly. Then you must be exemplary. When a student leader is exemplary means you are an example to the what? To the others. You don't tell students to put on their uniform when you are not putting on a what? A uniform. You don't tell them to put on proper stockings when you are not doing the same. You don't tell them to keep quiet when you are also doing what? Naked. You must be exemplary in everything they do. In everything you want them to do. You must show it by what? By example. When you show it by example, they will not disturb you. Because they know you are reality. So when you are exemplary in conduct, when you obey school rules and regulations, when you behave well, when you respect staff and fellow students, when you don't involve in taking drugs, when you don't come late to school or class, you don't leave school without permission, you be exemplary. I tell you, if you're a day student and you come to school late, please you wait, I'll find you there. Is it okay? You must have that self-discipline. You say, I am a leader. I must be what? Exemplary. I am a leader. Very good. I am a leader. Is it okay? I must show good example what? To the other. I must, as of necessity. But the moment you don't do that, I'm telling you, you just get problems with the law. You get problems with what? And then when you don't have difficulty interacting with the staff and fellow students, we shall say that is the student leader. Is it okay? You must. That's when people will say this one is doing their work well. Don't get problems with staff. Don't get problems with staff. That's why I say, please motivate woman if you are in this field. If you know you are an escapee, if you know you take drugs, if you know you always come late to school, if you know you're a man, please leave it early. Is it okay? Before you get problems. Because there will be shame list. On the assembly, you climb on the top of the what? Of the table. Then I announce to the world that this one is a liar. The devil is a what? The devil is a liar, like the Archbishop said. That the devil is what? Then we shall also tell that student leader is good when he has no sectarian tendencies. When you have no, you don't segregate students on the basis of sex, on the basis of class, on the basis of ethnic background. Tribe and religion don't matter to you. Height does not matter. Sex does not matter. You need to treat all students what? Equal. Because we are all equal before the what? Before the schools and regulations. Then when a student leader also takes a step in averting a problem in the school, averting a problem, like for instance, if there is an impending strike and you get to know, you say, no, there's a problem here. Capable of calming another volatile situation. When you are capable of calming students, stopping a fight, stopping violence, then you shall know that person is what? Is a good student what? Leader. So it's also important, how can you excel in both academics and leadership? How can you excel in both academics and leadership as a student? Well, of course, one, you must be a hard worker. 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 Working is key. Hard means hard. You must be a what? A hard worker. You must be a good-time what? Manager. You must have self discipline. You must be able to regulate yourself. You must have self-control. And as a student leader, you must have problem-solving what? Problem-solving skills. The problems will be there, like you rightly say. They'll be there. But make sure you learn how to solve them. You must have decision-making what? Skills. You must have commitment to your work. Both academics and what? Leadership. So, must be a hard-working what? Person. Hard work. Plan and manage your time well. Strike a balance between what? Academics and what? Studies. Please try to do it. Have a high expectation in academics. Is it okay? Have the conviction that you excel. Is it okay? Have the conviction that you excel in your what? Academics. Because the reason why you are here first and foremost is because of what? Academics. I told you the others are secondary. So make sure you have a high expectation both in academics and leadership. Self-confidence. Self-confidence means being what? Unstoppable. Self-confidence means being what? Confidence. Being what? Unstoppable. That if it is physics, you pass it. If it is chemistry, you pass it. You must behave in a self-confident manner. Becoming unstoppable. But there's nothing that is standing here for both leadership and what? Academics. Then have a focus. Have a goal to follow. Have a goal to pursue. And always be mindful of that what? That goal. Whatever happens your way. Is it okay? As long as you have a what? A focus. Even if when you're going to massacre and there's a problem, find your way to where? Massacre. Even if there are traffic people, you find your way. Even if Katonga Bridge does not collapse, you'll find your what? Your way. In order to succeed in this world, after what? World, you must have a goal. Is it okay? To be a doctor, to be a lawyer, to be an engineer, succeed in that department of your world. You must have a goal to say, by the end of my term in office, this one I'll have that what? Achieved. Don't go away with nothing. So make sure you're focused, have a sense of direction. When you're focused, of course, you always have a sense of direction. Then be quick at making what? Decisions. Decision making what? Skills. Be quick in making decisions. And like I said, fairness, don't take sides. Don't take what? Sides. Even if somebody is your sister, your brother, your mother, kindly be fair. Is it okay? Kindly be fair. And be loyal to the administration and staff. Loyalty is key. In this thing, loyalty is what? Key. Loyalty is key. As much as possible, try to delegate if you're not able. delegation is important. That you must do everything. Is it okay? Sometimes you need to delegate. When things are hard, sometimes you need to delegate. Sometimes you have a test, sometimes you're in class. Sometimes